They do not want you. They do not want your children to be educated. They do not want you to think too much. That is why our country and our world has become so proliferated with entertainments, mass media, game shows, television shows, amusement parks, drugs, alcohol, and every kind of entertainment to keep the human mind entertained, so that you don't get in the way of important people by doing too much thinking. You had better wake up and understand that there are people who are guiding your life and you don't even know it. And all American citizens, I think, have suspected something like this is going on. But we're all too busy trying to stay alive and live our lives. And after all, what can one person do about it? One person can do nothing. But a nation educated.
All right, shalom, shalom. Let me get straight into this lesson. But this the wicked plans of the so-called white man, the elite, all right, that's known by different names. Your Illuminati, your Freemasons, the Skull and Bones. These would be the secret societies of the so-called white man to forward a new world order. All right, these devils control all the chaos. All right, they control all the agendas, right? And one of these agendas was to dumb down the population, all right, and indoctrinate them with this fake education we call the school system, all right? Because they don't want a nation of thinkers, they want a nation of workers, all right? And it's a quote from John D. Rockefeller. He said, "I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers." So we've been programmed to work a 9 to 5, 40-hour work week, overtime, right? You know, school was just an indoctrination. It was the illusion that you was getting an education, but you was getting indoctrinated. You was getting programmed to be a certain way, to be obedient to the system, right? And these devils put all this together, all right, and we all got scammed. It says John D. Rockefeller created the General Education Board in 1903 to dispense Rockefeller funds to education. Right here. So there's these elites of the so-called white man, Esau Edom, right? Is known as the wicked in the Bible that has molded your reality. It says we are on the verge of a global transformation. All we need is the right major crisis. And they do something, a technique called order out of chaos. All right, they create the chaos and see the reaction and they bring in the order. All right. And the nations will accept the new world order. David Rockefeller. Let's go here. It says right here, towards the bottom. All right, and this all your secret societies. They have one agenda, the new world order. It says the aim of the public education is not to spread enlightenment at all. It is simply to reduce as many individuals as possible to the same safe level to breed and train standardized citizenry, to put down dissent and originality. Let's go here. And it's heavy. It says, except from page 7, it says silent weapons for quiet war. So we in a spiritual warfare, all right, against the wicked of Esau Edom, all right. It says the quality of education given to the lower class must be of the poorest sort, so that the moat of ignorance isolating the inferior class from the superior class is and remains comprehensible to the inferior class, which such a initial handicap, even bright lower class individuals have little, if any, hope of extracting themselves from their assigned lot in life. This form of slavery is essential to maintain some measure of social order, peace, and tranquility for the ruling upper class. All right, so these elites agendas, all right, that they've rolled out, all right, in this modern day education system, which goes back all the way into when these devils came back into power. It says when the entirety of your earnings are exhausted on food and shelter, your labors are no longer viewed as an opportunity for economic advancement, but rather as an act of self-preservation in the real world that is called slavery. So these devils have re-engineered, right, slavery, right? And they want a nation of workers, and this was their agenda that they succeeded at doing, right? And all these presidents, there was a lot of them, the Freemasons, going back into these secret societies that control your reality. This is the book of Isaiah 29:15. Let me go to the KJV. It says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel. They got something they call the Illuminati, right? They got these different secret societies, the Skull and Bones, the Freemasons, the Council of Foreign Relations, right? I'm gonna read this again. It says, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel. That's the so-called white man. He works in secrecy, right? To do his dirt and his wickedness and put the illusion and the witchcraft on the people. All right, from their counsel, from the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. It say their works are in the dark, and they say who see it us. So these elites know the masses of these people are goyim. All right, they refer to these people as being sheeple, which your average monkey-minded American has been so dumbed down they barely able to feed and tie their shoes up, man. All right. Say who see it us and who know us. So who know what we doing? We know what you're doing, you devils. The Lord put it on our spirit to bring this information to the analytical minds of the Israelites among the elect. It says, New Living Translation. It says, what sorrow awaits those who try to hide their plan from the Lord, who do their evil deeds in the dark, and the Lord can't see us. They say, who doesn't know what's going on? So these elites of Esau Edom know the average so-called American is too occupied into the world to understand the deepness of their plots and schemes, right? They're too locked in folly. They locked into the NBA championship, you know, I'm just saying the NFL games, so on and so forth. Let me go here. Let's go here. And this school system is indoctrination. I'm going to this word right here. So you've been programmed from when you started grade school, even on the television, what these devils wanted you to know. And they've been telling you what's the truth and what's lies according to their own perception, right? So these people they think they don't know what the truth is, you know, really, but they think they know what the truth is because they've been indoctrinated. They under an illusion. It says indoctrination. It says the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs that's heavy, uncritically. So without you using any kind of, critical thinking, right? Right here, indoctrination. It says the process of repeating an idea or a belief to someone until they accept it without criticism. And most of these Americans are just too brainwashed. They're too brainwashed and brain dead to understand the deepness of what has happened. We all got played. We all got lied to. All right. We all was indoctrinated under this devil system. All right. So, let's go here. Right here. I'm going to show you something. It says in 1926, Henry Ford, which is another devil, introduced the 40-hour work week. So our people don't even know a lot of this history that they do. Right. Which Henry Ford was a Freemason, a part of this whole agenda of the nation. He wanted, John D. Rockefeller said he wanted a nation of workers, not thinkers. Henry Ford receiving the 33 degree in 1940. All right. Right here, the annual meeting of the Supreme Council for the Scottish Rites Northern Masonic jurisdiction. So he's a Freemason. A lot of these devils are Freemasons. That's how they're able to do these agendas, because they're all in cahoots. Right? It says 1926, Henry Ford introduced the 40-hour work week with 5 working days with no cut in wages after he discovered that working 48-hour work weeks yielded only small increase in productivity. Right? That lasted a short period of time. So these devils in cahoots to create these systems that these people blindly follow to this day. right? Cahoots. Let's go right here. And you got these different secret societies that work hand in hand to fulfill these Edomites' agenda. It says in cahoots, it says colluding or conspiring together secretly. I'm going to read this again. It says colluding or conspiring together secretly, right? So that's what these different secret societies, starting at, your Freemasons, your Illuminati, your Skull and Bones, and all these other secret societies, they work hand in hand to fulfill the so-called white man ideal of the New World Order, right? Let's go here. And they've succeeded in brainwashing the people and indoctrinating these people by taking over the school system and pretty much taking over everything else. Micah 2 and 1. And these people don't have a clue what's going on. They don't understand. The average so-called American can't comprehend this. They're just too dumbed down. I'm just telling you how it is. Micah 2 and 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Let's go to another read on that. It says Micah 2 and 1. It said, what sorrow awaits you who lie awake at night thinking up evil plans, right? So one of these evil plans was to indoctrinate this, take over the school system, teach particular curriculums, and have the people obedient, right? And have them compliant so they could be like robots when they become of age, right? So they can be slaves to the system and go into the matrix and get pimped out like a $2 hoe. It says you rise at dawn and hurry to carry out them, simply because you have the power to do so. So the earth is given into the hands of the wicked right now. Who is the wicked? The so-called white man, pursuant to the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 3 and 4. That's who the wicked is, right? They control the media. They control your everything, man. And let's go here. Salakia. I wanted to show you this right here. But your mind, the brain is a computer, right? So that's why you have to be reborn, because you was taught all these things. We've been programmed ever since we came pretty much out of the womb, especially when we got into this thing called grade school. That's when the indoctrination really kicked in on another level. So everything that you've been taught is pretty much a lie. And that's hard for somebody to really comprehend, right? Because the mind is like a computer. It stores this stuff, right? That's why you have to be reprogrammed, right? Right. That's a metaphor of being reborn. All right. So let me show you something real quick. And this to make a spiritual point. It says computer programming is the process of writing code to facilitate specific actions in a computer application or software program, and instructs them on how to perform. So you was brainwashed through the school system and through these other means that the so-called white men use to indoctrinate our people and have them living a bugged out life. They have them living in error, living in falsehood, living in lies. But they think these lies are the truth. That's how gone these people is, right? So you got to reprogram your mind. And it starts with this truth, because our people, especially our women, have been totally seduced by this so-called white man, different doctrines, his philosophies, his witchcraft, his music, right? And so on and so forth, right? So yeah, these devils are in cahoots, right? And they work these different agendas, and they have succeeded because these people are dumbed down and stupid, right? So you got to come out of that ignorance and come in this truth. Call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Kodash. Shalom.